the car. You ever played One State? Think you've already seen everything in One State? Forget it. This is a completely different game now. Work as an auto mechanic and co-op and impact other players. On true roleplay, get your RP certificate and dive into the experience. And dozens of unique activities. Every day in the game feels different. This isn't just an update. It's a whole new level of One State. Jump in and feel the difference yourself.
26 this morning.
Well, now on News 12, a memorial for Javea Harris continues to grow. The arrest warrants for her parents have been released, and they show the two confessed.
Plus, the timeline for downtown construction has shifted. We'll explain the new completion date and why that shift happened coming up in just a few minutes. We've got a lot to get to this morning, but first, good morning. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Nick Proto.
And I'm Ashley Jones. Thank you so much for staying with us here. That time now, 6 a.m. Let's go ahead and get you weather ready for the day. Your first meteorologist, Emily Acton, standing by this morning. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning. We are off to a warm start again, and again, it's July. Can't really expect much different. Very seasonal for us. Maybe a degree or two warmer than where we should be for this time of year, but mid-70s to start off our Tuesday, and we're only going to warm up from here. We'll see the 80s as early as 9 a.m., and then we're going to top off in the 90s this afternoon. So if you're trying to stay cool, maybe you want to eat some ice cream this afternoon, you better eat it fast, because 95 will be our official high, but we're going to feel like the triple digits this afternoon. So melting forecast. Again, you're going to have to eat that ice cream pretty quick. And that's going to be the story for the rest of the week this week. We'll keep the upper 90s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Things will cool off a little bit for the end of our weekend and for the start of the week next week. I'll talk more about why that's going to happen coming up.
All right, thanks for that, Emily. New this morning, a Williston man has been charged with sexual exploitation of a minor. 34-year-old Travis Hilton is accused of having and giving away child sexual abuse material. The Barnwell and Aiken County Sheriff's Offices helped in that investigation. That case will be prosecuted by the Attorney General's office. Arrest warrants for the parents of Javea Harris show they confessed to being responsible for her death.
Those warrants contradicting that 911 call her mother, Michela Herring, made on June 30th. That's when she told a dispatcher that her daughter was missing. Herring and Javea's father, Jamaria Harris, are both charged with homicide by child abuse. Herring is also facing an additional charge with filing a false police report. They'll have their first court appearances in September. They'll see a circuit court judge within 30 days to see if they qualify for a bond.
Arrest warrants now show both parents didn't seek medical attention for Javea when she was hurt from what they're calling physical abuse from Herring. Those warrants also show both Herring and Harris confessed to that. Law enforcement says the injury happened between May 1st and June 15th. But Herring's 911 call implies Javea disappeared while she was playing outside and Herring was inside cooking dinner.
Just to confirm, where was she in the house when you saw her last?
No, she wasn't in the house, ma'am. She been playing outside today. And
okay.
She asked me, can she play for a little bit more before it got dark? And I said yes. And I literally, her bath water is in the tub, ran, and dinner is cooking, and I came out here to get her, and I can't even find her.
Okay, is there a certain place she likes to play outside?
Usually in the chicken coop, and that's usually where I find her every day. And I just looked in here, and she's not in here.
Also in that 911 call, Herring told dispatchers she was 39 weeks pregnant and couldn't keep up with Javea.
We're told DSS is now involved with a new baby Herring had just last week.
We do have the full arrest warrants and 911 call on our website, Wrdw.com. We also have the South Carolina Child Abuse Hotline on your screen there right now if you suspect a child is being abused.
Well, law enforcement agencies were once again at Debutary Creek yesterday. Our crew was on the scene there. They said law enforcement cars could be seen going in and out of that area, but no one else was allowed on that road. Now, Public Index shows Herring and Harris were evicted from a home in Union County near where that search is happening. And as the search for Javea's body continues, people here in the CSRA are remembering her.
A memorial outside her home is growing as more people look to honor her. Your Gunter Schroeder is live outside that. I know you want to honor Javea as much as you can. There are several vigils being planned for her.
People are being asked to wear pink or Minnie Mouse attire tomorrow in honor of Javea's love for the character. And then on Thursday, a candlelight vigil will be held at the event center on Shiloh Heights Road.
You are asked to bring your own candle to that. Balloons and stuffed animals are welcome, and they'll be placed at her family home with that memorial there.
Well, time now, 6:06 here. Driving in downtown Augusta right now can be a pain while crews continue on that improvement project there.
The timeline of that project has shifted after crews noticed a piping problem. Aging pipes were found under downtown and now have to be replaced. You may have seen the large concrete pipes along Broad Street. They're part of the sewer and stormwater infrastructure upgrades that are needed.
Engineering led a subsurface utility engineering package as part of that, where they actually dug up sections of downtown to check the pipe materials. They did a lot of this as background. And we had a pretty good feel for, hey, we know we're going to replace this and this. Once you get into the field and you start digging and you realize that, the records might have been incomplete, or the pipe that we actually tested was good, but the other 2 or 3 sections of it aren't. And at that point, because we're spending so much time and money down here, we just said, look, let's just go ahead and get the things that we can.
The city says the works underground won't affect water service or restroom access for downtown. The work between 12th and 13th Streets will now be finished early September, and the whole project was pushed back at least a month. There will be some road closures in Columbia County this week and next week. From Thursday to next Tuesday, lanes will be closed on Point Comfort Road. Then from next Tuesday to next Thursday, lanes on Old Stevens Creek Road will be closed. These lane closures are overnight from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. each day. The City of Augusta wants your help drafting a data center ordinance. There are 2 more public meetings for that. The 14th of the Public Services Committee meeting at 1 and the 21st of the Commission meeting at 2. Both of those will be at the Municipal Building. The city has a form for you to fill out online. We have that on our website, Wrdw.com. You can read the draft on the city's website. Summer for kids usually means camps where you can get outside and play with other kids.
But for kids with disabilities, it can be hard to participate in the traditional summer camp. Camp Joint Venture allows kids with rheumatic diseases to participate in the camp. It's held in partnership with the YMCA's Camp Lakeside and Lincolnton. Nurses from Wellstar Golisano Children's Hospital are also on site to give any medical care if needed. The kids get to do activities like swimming, zip lining, and much more.
So a lot of these kids from the outside, you can't tell that they're sick. But on the inside, they're actually in a lot of pain throughout the whole day. So what we do here is we actually do push them to their limits. We want to see what they can do and what they can do in the real world. So we do everything. They get to do the climbing wall. They get to be pushed to their limits. And then from there, we figure out what we can do to help them in real life.
And this camp is funded through donations and fundraisers like the Radiothon each December. Kids go to the camp for free. And summer is winding down for kids here in the CSRA, and it's time to head back to school. The 15th annual Fit for School comes back next weekend. It'll be at the Aiken County YMCA in Graniteville on the 18th. There will be school supplies, health screenings, haircuts, and much more. That event is from 10 to 1. You can donate at the Y or Woody Outfitters. That's online.
Still ahead, a new South Carolina healthcare law could change your medical bills. What's changing for patients and providers across the state next.
And looking at temperatures this afternoon, very seasonal, but again, another hot day in store. I'll have a look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, before we head to break, let's take a live look outside this morning. This is over downtown Augusta. That time, now 6:10. We'll be right back.
Time with your family is...
All right, welcome back here. We are taking a live look outside over the medical district as we send things over to our first alert meteorologist, Emily Acton, standing by. And Emily, I am not looking forward to these hot temps today.
I am not either, but honestly, we got to get on board with it at some point. Maybe. We're going to keep the heat for at least the next month, if not 2 months, most likely. But a beautiful sunrise this morning. Temperatures sitting at 75 right now in Augusta, and we're feeling like 75. That dew point starting to rise a little bit for us, and that's going to be a key factor throughout the day today. It's going to make our feels like temperatures reach the triple digits. So all across the CSRA right now, pretty much in the same boat, mid-70s, a little bit of cloud cover, and that's going to be the story throughout the rest of the day today. But again, not stopping us from warming up into the mid-90s, feeling as hot as 103 this afternoon. We'll see those 90s until sunset. Then we'll start to cool off a little bit. An isolated shower possible. This is showing the moisture for tomorrow. Little bit of an afternoon rain chance, but a lot less than what we saw yesterday. We'll keep the small rain chances around for the start of our weekend. But once we get later on into the day, Saturday, and really Sunday, we can see that moisture start to uptick, and I have a decent amount of rainfall for the start of the week next week, but not anticipating much measurable rainfall for the rest of our work week. Again, just a few isolated showers possible for the later evening and into the early overnight hours today. That's going to be the story tomorrow. So starting off dry, an isolated shower possible, but overall 90% of us will be dry over the next several days. And again, any of those spots that do see a stray shower, it's not going to accumulate to much, maybe 1/10 of an inch, 2/10 of an inch in lucky spots. So again, just be prepared for a dry and hot stretch throughout the next 7 days. We'll keep the mid and upper 90s for us for the rest of our work week. And again, just that understood 20% chance. Always an afternoon isolated shower possible. But once we get into the start of the week next week, that's when our rain chances will start to bump up a little bit, and that will drop our temperatures down to 92 for our highs. Overnight lows for the next 7 days, pretty consistent in the mid-70s.
Well, summer means the kids are out of school and they're playing outside.
But pediatricians are warning kids risk getting sunburn without proper protection. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency shows the CSRA in the very high and extreme categories on the UV index. Pediatricians say kids can get sunburn in as little as 30 minutes without SPF protection. They say you should look for sunscreens with zinc and titanium in them. Your SPF should be between 30 and 50.
When you're born with a tan, it's super important to remember that your skin still needs protection too, because even though the body has protected it in a sense, it's still only SPF about 10. So again, if we're looking at like 30 to 50 SPF to protect kids.
Doctors say families should avoid being in the sun from 10 to 4, especially on high UV index days. Water and sand can reflect UV rays and make them more intense than normal. If your child does get burnt, apply aloe vera and talk to your pediatrician if it turns to blisters. Housing costs are affecting families across the country.
And before we go to break, let's take a live look outside this morning. This is over I-20. We'll be right back.
For a fast and easy.
All right, looking at our community calendar. This Sunday is the Sensory Superhero Back to School Drive at Pendleton King Park from 2 to 4. It's free, but registration is required, and you can find out how to register on our website, wrdw.com. Looking at your forecast for the next 7 days, seasonal. We'll see a few isolated showers possible for our afternoons throughout the rest of the work week. Temperatures will rise into the upper 90s. But once we get into the start of the week next week, Sunday, Monday, a little bit higher rain chances for us, and that'll drop our temperatures into the low 90s. Stick with us. We still have more news and weather coming up.
Hi, folks.
However,
live from Augusta, we're watching News 1226 this morning.
Well, now on News 12, the memorial for Javea Harris is growing as more people look to honor her. New details have been released in her murder case, including that 911 call.
Plus, several people are out of their homes this morning after an apartment fire. We got to speak to one victim who says the neighborhood came convicted in Union County near that search area. As Javea's parents wait to appear in court, the CSRA will not forget the little girl many never knew.
That's right. That memorial that was started Saturday is continuing to grow today. More people looking to honor that young girl. You're Gunter Schroeder joining us live now at the... And there's another possibility for you to honor Javea if you missed any of the former visuals.
Tomorrow, community members are calling on you to wear pink or Minnie Mouse in honor of Javea. Then a candlelight vigil will be at the event center on Shiloh Heights Road Thursday. It's going to be at 7:30.
And event organizers are asking you to bring your own candle. Any balloons and stuffed animals brought will be taken to her family home to be added to that memorial you all just saw there.
New this morning, a deadly crash shut down Wrens Highway in Thompson overnight.
That crash killed a 71-year-old. The McDuffie County Coroner's Office telling us Robert Thorpe was riding his bike near Jefferson Energy Cooperative when he was hit by a car. Thorpe was taken to the hospital where he later died. GSP, is investigating, and an autopsy has been scheduled for later this week. Well, the man suing Columbia County officials to stop the White Oak and Pumpkin Center data centers has filed a request for oral arguments. Gregory Guido, filed yesterday, argues the Superior Court's dismissal of the initial challenge is wrong because the court never reviewed the rezoning decisions or administrative records. Now, those lawsuits were dismissed in March. Now the Court of Appeals will decide whether to take up this case at all. And people living in 6 buildings at the Ventana townhomes are without a place to stay this morning.
A fire over the weekend causing some of them to lose their homes for now. Calls started around 2:30 Sunday afternoon, and the fire quickly spread. Parts of Boy Scout Road were shut down while fire crews worked to put out that fire. Neighbors say they started helping as that fire spread.
On Sunday morning, we were watching Toy Story 2, and then I did see somebody running behind in the balcony, but I couldn't pinpoint what was going on. And then at that moment, though, we just looked and there was nothing going on. But maybe like 10, 15 minutes after, my neighbor that lives 2 doors down, she wound up knocking on our door and saying like, hey, we got to get out, get your fire extinguishers. It's spreading. And I'm like, what's spreading? She's like, the fire.
She says her neighbors have shown them support, and she's grateful to her neighbors for helping out. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. North Augusta is celebrating 30 years of Peach Jam. The tournament started in 1996 as the Nike Peach Basket Classic, but was renamed to Peach Jam a year later. Now it draws top 17 and under teams from across the country, boosting tourism and the local economy. Mayor Britton Williams says the event has put North Augusta and Augusta in the national spotlight, with future NBA stars like Jalen Brunson and other top pros once playing on these courts.
The MVP this year, an MVP was a gentleman, last name was Brunson. He was here at Nike Peach Jam 10 years ago. And the #1 player for the San Antonio Spurs, that's who they played. I think it was his first year. He was also here in 2016.
He also credited Parks and Rec, area churches, and the Augusta Sports Council for their roles in making Peach Jam so successful.
Oh, still ahead, South Carolina's budget fight isn't just politics. Why nonprofits say families, even with 2 working parents, are still paying the price. Emily?
Well, looking at our current temperatures, we're sitting in the mid-70s right now, and we'll continue to warm up as we go throughout the day. I'll have a look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
Welcome back. We've got our dog walk forecast here this morning. Sadie joining us. Sadie just blends right in with that little bed right there, doesn't she?
I would say she matches the chair a little bit.
Yeah, just fluff on fluff.
I don't know how she's sitting in that chair. I mean, it looks pretty warm, and it's warm outside. But
Maybe they got the AC cranked up.
Yeah,
they got a lot
so.
for electricity.
Maybe so. Looking at our current temps, we're sitting in the mid-70s right now, so off to a warm start for our day. A little bit of cloud cover out there, but overall, we're going to see mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky conditions throughout. I don't know how she's sitting in that chair. I mean, it looks pretty warm, and it's warm outside. But
Maybe they got the AC cranked up.
Yeah,
they got a lot
so.
for electricity.
Maybe so. Looking at our current temps, we're sitting in the mid-70s right now, so off to a warm start for our day. A little bit of cloud cover out there, but overall, we're going to see mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky conditions throughout our Tuesday. Very seasonal forecast for us, 95 this afternoon, and we'll see an isolated rain chance, nowhere near as heavy as what we saw yesterday, but still enough to mention. We will see an isolated shower possible for our afternoon. We'll hit 95 around 3 or 4 p.m. this afternoon. We'll see a little bit of that moisture sticking around for your Wednesday as well. An isolated rain chance possible really any summer afternoon. That's going to be the story for the next several days. Once we get into our late Saturday and really Sunday, we can expect to see a decent amount of moisture in our area, and that could bring in a good bit of rainfall for us. So beneficial and hopefully some measurable rain as we go throughout the next couple of days. Looking at, going into next week, I should say, the next couple of days, just a few hit or miss showers for us as we go throughout your Wednesday, warming up into the upper 90s, and we're going to keep the upper 90s sticking around for a little bit. Looking at your rainfall totals through Thursday, we can expect to see anywhere from just a trace to potentially 0.2 of an inch. So again, not accumulating to much. We'll have much better measurable rainfall for us as we go throughout the start of next week. Again, those rain chances will bump up to 30% starting Sunday, and our temperatures are actually going to drop. For our highs, we'll see highs right around 92 versus the 97 that we will start to see for the middle of the work week this week. I'll have a look at your forecasts one more time coming up.
All right, Emily, thank you for that. Well, right now is pool, lake, and beach season as those temps continue to rise.
South Carolina's Department of Public Safety wants to make sure you swim safely. Before getting in, learn CPR, think about how medications or medical conditions can affect swimming ability, don't drink alcohol if there are kids swimming nearby, and take some swimming lessons. When going swimming, never swim alone, check for hazards, and make sure kids don't have access to the water. When on a boat, wear a life jacket, tell someone where you're going, and take a free SC boater education course.
All frozen green wise whole blueberries, are being recalled for potential E. coli contamination. This is the Publix brand, and it sold the blueberries in Georgia and South Carolina. So far, 12 cases of E. coli have been linked to this food. Those affected bags are 10 ounces with a February 9th best by date and a lot code of 60401. You're asked to please throw away the bag or take it back to Publix to get a full refund. And bottles of Wrdw Serene Scalp desensifying shampoo are being recalled after bacteria was found in some of the products. The voluntary recall is for the 8.5 ounce and 33.8 ounce bottles. They were manufactured between February 21st and February 26th. The company says the bacteria poses little risk to healthy people, but those with weakened immune systems could get an infection. You're asked to please stop using these products as well. Well, South Carolina lawmakers missed that July 1st deadline to finalize the state's budget because
Heading to break, but first we are taking you outside, giving you a live look here at Riverwatch Parkway and Cabela Drive. We'll be right back. Taking a look at your top stories now. The arrest warrants for Javea Harris's parents show the two confessed to hurting the 4-year-old before her death. The warrants contradicting the 911 call Javea's mother placed back on June 30th. Arrest warrants now show both parents didn't seek medical attention for Javea when she was hurt from what the warrants say is physical abuse from her mother, Michaela Herring. Those warrants also show both confessed. Law enforcement says the injury happened sometime between May 1st and June 15th, but Herring's 911 call says Javea disappeared while she was playing outside and Herring was inside cooking dinner.
Just to confirm, where was she in the house when you saw her last?
No, she wasn't in the house, ma'am. She been playing outside today. And she asked me, can she play for a little bit more before it got dark? And I said yes. And I literally, her bath water is in the tub red. And then it's cooking, and I came out here to get her. And I can't even find her.
Okay, is there a certain place she likes to play outside?
Usually in the chicken coop, and that's usually where I find her every day. And I just looked in here, and she's not in here.
Herring and Javea's father, Jamaria Harris, are both charged with homicide by child abuse. Then Herring's also charged with filing a false police report. They'll have their first court appearances in September. They'll see a circuit court judge within 30 days to see if they qualify for bond. Herring was denied bond for filing a false report because it's tied to that homicide charge.
Oh, when Dawn Graziano first saw the news about Javea, she immediately thought of her oldest granddaughter, and she wanted to honor her life however she could. So she decided to start this memorial and to create a place for people to honor the life and mourn the loss of Javea together. And the story has captured the attention of emotions of people in Georgia too. Some made the trip to leave the flowers and pay their respects.
I cannot believe this happened so close to home, and it just made me feel so good to be able to, I couldn't save her, but after I could just bring a balloon, bring some flowers, like, you're supported, we love you.
And people are being asked to wear pink or Minnie Mouse tomorrow in honor of Javea's love for that character. On Thursday, there will be a candlelight vigil at the event center on Shiloh Heights Road. You're asked to bring your own candle for that.
The timeline of the downtown improvement project has shifted after crews noticed a piping problem. Aging pipes are found under downtown and now have to be replaced. You may have seen the larger concrete pipes along Broad Street. They're part of the sewer and stormwater infrastructure upgrades that are needed.
Engineering let a subsurface utility engineering package as part of that, where they actually dug up sections of downtown to check the pipe materials. They did a lot of this as background. We had a pretty good feel for, hey, we know we're going to replace this and this. Once you get into the field and you start digging and you realize that, the records might have been incomplete, or the pipe that we actually tested was good, but the other 2 or 3 sections of it aren't. And at that point, because we're spending so much time and money down here, we just said, look, let's just go ahead and get the things that we can.
The city says the work is underground and won't affect water service or restroom access for downtown. The work between 12th and 13th Streets will now be finished early September, and the whole project was pushed back at least a month.
Well, check this out. An Oregon Fire Department rescued a baby deer from a roof. Fire rescuer was able to get the fawn off the roof and back to his mother. This happened on July 4th. Likely the call fire crews would like to get on the 4th of July.
That was a cute little deer.
That was a cute.
How to get up there?
Yeah, very true. That's a good question.
Well, deers jump, don't they?
Not that high for like a baby deer.
Well, it must have, jumped on the HVAC system. It jumped on.
Maybe.
I don't know, but yeah, I'm very curious too. Here's a look at our community calendar. The Optimist Club is hosting a bingo night on Friday. It starts at 7, and that will be at the Renz Community Center on McNair Street. Hey, stick with us. We have the morning edition.